And welcome back. Hey, in 2020, you have the vision? 2020, the next census will take place, and our next guest is working to raise awareness. And joining us with all the details on her work and what she does, Lena Cohen is here, policy analyst for United Neighborhood Houses. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Yes, absolutely.
But this is your first time here, right?
It is.
But you're always in the community, and in 2020, you're going to be everywhere.
Everywhere, on the ground,
about it.
door knocking. So we have the 2020 census coming up. National Census Day is April 1, 2020. So my organization, United Neighborhood Houses, is working with our member organizations across the city to promote the count and make sure everyone's counted. The group I work with, UNH, we are a federation of 42 settlement houses. We work on policy and social change to promote the visibility and strengthen communities of neighborhoods across the city. The census is an essential piece in making sure that communities are heard and everyone's counted, and that every community is receiving all the resources and political representation they need.
You said it. Well, tell us one more time, for the people who really don't know, how important is this census?
It is absolutely critical that New York is not undercounted. In fact, if you look at our historic self-response rates, in 2010, New York City alone had a self-response rate of about 62%. Compared with the national average of 76%, we are already behind. And so that's why groups like UNH and all of our member settlement houses are doing everything they can to just raise awareness and make sure that people know that this is one of the only government processes that includes people of all ages, all citizenship statuses, and more.
And Lena, it can be undercounted
because many people don't know that the census is open to everyone, and it's also really hard to reach people in New York City. I think that's why we have such a low turnout in past censuses, because we have complex living situations. We have people doubling up in apartments, people living in basement houses, and that's totally okay, but the only people that know how to access those communities are the ones working at places like settlement houses, which UNH represents. So we have to get a complete count, or else we'll see only a certain percentage of the resources we need, and therefore reduced funding going toward early childhood education programs, public schools, transportation, and so on.
Why are some people afraid to get involved in the census? They want to come out, maybe to have a green card or...
There's a lot of concerns and challenges that we face. The first and foremost is there was a proposed citizenship question that the government wanted to put on the questionnaire for the first time this year since the 50s. We were so thrilled to see the Supreme Court overturn that decision, but there hasn't been as much public awareness around the fact that it's not going to be on the form. And so a lot of this is about mitigating the concerns that many individuals have, especially immigrant communities, around sharing their personal information with a government that they don't necessarily trust.
So your event is coming up. What's the date of it again?
December 5th.
December 5th.
That's correct. Right around the corner.
December 5th. Oh, we can share the date.
Great.
We'll make the great awards ceremony that day. But that's, it's later on at night, and you're going to be working this during the day, starting December 5th.
Yeah, so on December 5th, UNH is hosting a Census 101 workshop. This is to get community members, staff at settlement houses, and the whole community in the room and talking about why the census matters, how to figure out how to weigh the risks and benefits about why someone should fill it out, and ultimately develop a plan to figure out what neighborhoods can do to knock on each other's doors, encourage people to fill out the census. And also, it's important to note that this is the first census that will be conducted primarily online. That presents a huge challenge given that 1/3 of New York households lack access to broadband internet. Especially we're talking about homebound seniors, older adults, people without digital literacy, and so on. A lot of settlement houses have community labs, so do libraries, and those are places people can go. Libraries will be great, just use a computer lab, you'll have a staff person there to help you fill it out.
Oh, great.
And,
so there'll be somebody based inside of the libraries.
That's what UNH is doing right now. We're trying to work with all of our partners and figure out how can we get people that are already working in communities and are the right people to carry a positive census message, how can we get them prepared to really help get out the count?
And I was at a place where they did have a table. They had a booth for the census, and they were offering jobs. Do they still have that going?
Absolutely, yeah. This is actually a really exciting piece of the census work. The Federal Census Bureau has to hire hundreds of census workers across the city, and these jobs pay very well. Of course, it's a temporary position, but you're making an hourly wage just to knock on doors and encourage people to fill out the form. Obviously, there will be a lot of challenges with accessing people that live in public housing residencies, and again, basement apartments are going to be really hard to reach, but the people that know best how to reach them are individuals living there. So we want that. We really want local members filtering into these census jobs, and the way to access those jobs is going online to the Federal Census Bureau's website.
Yeah, so if you need some extra money, maybe this will be a start.
Yeah, and they pay really well. It's about $25 an hour. So.
$25 an hour.
It's hard to beat.
College students. The Dans can use it. Dans have a space for it too.
Great. Let's partner up.
Yeah. You heard that, Dan? So when she gets off the set, you guys can partner up. Is there a website we can go to check out more information?
Absolutely. You can start by going to www.unhny.org. We have all of our census materials online there, and we'll be putting more up as we get closer to April 1, 2020.
All right. Give her a big hand, everybody. Lena Cohen, Policy Analyst, United Neighborhood Houses.
Thank you
so much. Thanks for stopping by and sharing
to meet
that
you,
wonderful
Bob.
information. Nice
Thank
to meet
you.
you, too. We'll be right back with more Open next.